Hey guys, Aaron here, Melody behind the camera.
Hi.
Welcome to House of Haha. This video, we're going to do some rants and raves, talking about things we love and things we hate. This video is about something I hate. We both hate. This is a rant. This is about people who come to national forests, campgrounds, and parks with basically zero regards for how they leave it. It's a complete sense of entitlement, a disregard for just, well, let me get into what I'm talking about, because I'm really kind of just losing my shit right now because I'm so angry at what I've just found. We were going to do this original video about a campsite across from us where a family had come in of like 15 people and had a picnic there. And when they left in the fire pit a giant bag of all their trash. Ice cream bar wrappers and soda cans and a bunch of other garbage and shit like that laying around there. The thing is, this is a campground. You don't pay for it. This is a free campsite in one of our national forests. They have a bathroom, but they don't have trash pickup. You can tell this because there's a sign that walks up there that says pack out your trash. Bunch of rules and regulations, very clear about what you can and cannot do in this free national park campground. There's no trash pickup. The other way you can tell there's no trash pickup, there's no trash cans anywhere around here. This is why this is a problem. We're in bear country right now in the Rocky Mountains in the southern end of like Colorado at the Alamosa campground, and we've specifically had to sleep in our tent and put all our things in Chewy. They treat them like a bear box because the fact is we don't want to draw animals or things into our campground. Plus, just the fact of someone leaving their trash laying around, it just says I don't give a shit. It just says, I'm going to come to this place that you're going to bring your family to enjoy the nature, the beauty, the river, and everything around us. And when you leave, I'm going to take a big fat dump in the middle of it and leave my garbage everywhere so the next person can fucking deal with it. And that's what happened, because the camper showed up with a family like a day or so later. And I'm assuming they took the trash with them because we couldn't find it there, but they just left it right in the middle of it. So that was the original part that was going to be about this rant about people just disrespecting campgrounds and our forests and things like that. I take this personally because I live in them right now. I go from campsite to campsite. We go to places like this. This is in our home when we're here.
Well, and it was just the weekend, so this place was full. We're the only ones left. So if
We're
bears come in now, we are the ones that are in the most danger. Or it doesn't have to be us. It's anybody else that comes in here. It's just like you're not considering someone is coming in after you. It's almost like you're like
baiting.
hoping to read about
You're hoping
a bear
to read
attack.
about someone getting attacked by a bear or an animal or whatever because you leave your shit laying around.
And it's not just a bag of shit at this point. It's gotten so much worse.
Let me show you, because the first one was that campground. Then we walked around. We had a big rain here. We were looking to maybe move our campsite. We walked to this one that had a family in a Coleman campground. It just, you know who you are. I hope you see this video. And I'll show you what they left behind. So like over here, this is the first thing we noticed.
It's hard
Onion
to see,
peels.
but that's like onion peels all over the place. And it's not just there. They're like all around across here.
All on the ground. Just, that's the thing. It's not like it was one little trash dump. They put everything. The shit's spread around.
No, because you got
Over here.
potato peels.
You've got potato peels just dumped down right here, literally in the middle of the campsite. So we're walking over here going, what the hell? That's not it. Over here.
Earlier, I thought I saw a squirrel running through our
Nobody's
camp
like,
with a carrot.
That squirrel ran by with a carrot. I'm like, that's insane. Nobody here's got carrots but us.
And it wasn't one of our carrots because it was little.
Carrots dumped all over here. More onion peels. This is the part that pisses me off as a man who's only had to meat has been Spam mostly for several weeks. That's a full hamburger patty. Just dumped a fucking hamburger patty right on the ground. What do you think's gonna be interested in that? I mean, what do people expect to happen? Just, I mean, you're watching this video. Look around. Does this look like a landfill?
I'm gonna turn around.
Look like a trash dump? No. This is a free campground that people get to come to in Colorado and the Rocky Mountains and enjoy. Let me tell you about camping in Colorado. It's expensive. So if you can find something free that has a bathroom, that has benches, that has fire rings, an actual developed campsite they're not charging you for, why the hell would you mess it up? What the hell?
You see that little stump right there? There's like rained on hamburger buns just sitting there. I think it's hamburger buns.
Now, again, I want you to think, put yourself in the mindset of the people that camped here. And you're the next person to come in. You're like, oh my God, because this site we're in right now, I think Melody agrees is the most beautiful of the campsites as far as that are in here.
The river access, look at the river access to this.
We'll come over here. That's your view. You know what pays for this?
Lovely.
Tax dollars. This is a federal campsite. I feel, I told Millie this earlier, I'm gonna say this, and I can't let him to say it. The Republican Party and Trump should almost have talked about wanting to get rid of our lands and sell off our forests, and that just blows my mind. But seeing now how Americans treat our campsites and just shit on this, it might be better off to let a corporation just buy all this land and take it, rather than Americans showing up one day at a time and just trashing it little by little by little. You know, I got in the back of my car, 3 bags of trash. 3 bags of trash, coffee grounds, soup cans, you freaking name it, I've got inside there, because I don't want a bear coming to my campsite. I don't want to trash the beautiful place I have, and I'm not going to leave for the next person. It means when I leave here, I'm going to have a bunch of bags of trash behind my head on the next 10-mile ride down this dirt road until I find an actual receptacle to dump the crap in.
There's children that stayed here, like little children.
You're causing a danger. You're causing a potential risk. If you don't think animals get drawn in by this, you don't think bears get drawn in here, do a YouTube search. See what you can find about bear attacks or bears coming to people's campground.
It happens in Colorado.
This is why they tell you to not do this.
And not just that, but there's some freaking aggressive chipmunks here. We've been fighting, like they have been coming after our tent, like they've been crawling over us. They've been like all over the place.
And they're not 80s chipmunks singing pop tunes. They're coming in there trying to steal our shit. You know what else they got? The plague. Did you know that chipmunks and squirrels have the plague?
They do.
That's what I'm betting this next button is. I bet they're like, let's bring them in so the kitties can see the little critters.
You don't need to. They're already on the attack.
Look at this.
That's so gross. I couldn't even figure out what it was, but the hamburger gave it away.
It just rained for like 3 hours here.
Like massive.
Massive, like heaviest rain in a single campsite that Melody and I have probably experienced in all our travels in the country so far. Apparently this is the monsoon season. But that says perfectly, let's leave some hamburger buns laying on a fucking log right next to the open access to the forest.
That they did all this ripping up of that log, or that, I know it's a stump.
Let me get to that part, because we're just talking about right now about just being a freaking slob and an entitled little bitch where you leave your stuff lying all over the place.
I think they were baiting.
Let's talk about just trashing the actual forest. Coming in with some chainsaws and some axes. I saw some fucking 12-year-old little kid over here that was part of this exact same campsite hacking down branches off a tree, a living tree.
With his parents' consent.
I walked by and I was like, you cutting down a living tree? And he's like, no, dragging the branches away. I've already almost one fist fight with a camper because they were jerks here. I'm not going to have a second one, so I learned to chill myself out. But this is just insane. I don't get this. I've been gone camping around the Northern California area and now across the country, going back since I was a kid. I have never in my life, my parents have never, ever, ever treated a campsite like this. My family has never treated a campsite like this. And I really kind of presume that other people who enjoy nature and like going camping and like seeing this sort of stuff would have that same sense of personal responsibility, because you know what? This is mine and yours. This is our forest. This belongs to all of us. This isn't your shithole. This is not where you dump your stuff. This is not where you want when you brought it with you. You brought these things with you. The people who left the trash in the dumpster, and not the dumpster, the fire ring down there. They
were just day use. They
had
came
6
in here.
vehicles.
Yeah.
6. They had enough room to bring all that stuff in, but just said fuck it when they left and just dumped it off.
Because they did tie it up in a neat little bag, like it was going to receive pickup at some point. Like, who was going to do that?
When Melody and I come to new campgrounds, there's information posts. We read these because I'm curious about these. Do I have to keep my dog on a leash? By the way, every campground in America, your dog belongs on a leash. That was the thing I almost got in a fight with a dude over the other day. The other thing is they tell you if you need to get peck your trash or not, is there's trash service. Again, the biggest obvious clue, there's a freaking trash can right there. There's only like 6 campsites in this entire site of this campground. So it's pretty obvious there's no trash packing out.
Well, even if it was, I mean, you don't just leave it on the ground.
No. Do you do that at your house?
Maybe.
When you get done with your shit, you just toss it around. You just, throw your hamburgers and your carrot peels and shit on the ground.
I guess they're cool because they're safe in their little campers. Like if a bear comes, they're
slobs.
They're safe behind their metal campers, and we're in a tent.
This makes me insane. Like insane to the point, like my fucking blood pressure is kicking up. My head's hurting right now because I cannot believe. I don't know why it shocks me. I don't know why it shocks me.
It's so egregious. There's 8 piles of separate foods here. That's just like insane. It's not just like you missed something or like something fell on the ground under your picnic table and you didn't pick it up. There are literal piles of various foods here.
There's only one reason you do that. That you're gonna put in separate spots like this, you are attempting to draw animals into this campground.
And then you left.
And then you leave. Melody and I are here. We've already been here for almost a week. We plan on being here for a full 2-week period, meaning all this stuff laying around, whatever it draws in, we're going to have to deal with. Unless I have to now go around and be fucking housemaid and pick up after these jackasses that came through here.
Well, and that's the safest thing to do. And now we have a
I'm gonna
bunch of
have to.
rotting food in our car extra. So.
In addition to my 3 bags of trash that are going, then we have to keep it ready.
And what if we come in here on a bicycle and we do not have room for a 30-gallon bag of trash? We have a car, lucky us, but like people could come in here on a bike, they couldn't do anything about it.
Nope.
And then what are they supposed to do?
We met a lot of people who do, like, they're traveling across camping and countries, and nature is to bike ride. So this is not a common thing. It's actually becoming way more common across this country that we've been found, and they have almost zero room that they can take with. You know what? It sends the, I could be wrong about this, but it seems to me sometimes when you have less, you seem to keep it more organized and neat. And most of the people I've seen come through here are people that are living in big ass trailers, you know, and big ass trucks and SUVs and all this kind of stuff they're bringing inside here, all these big items. And then they dump their shit everywhere. This doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to come to one of our country's parks, if you're going to come to a national forest, if you want to experience this, leave no freaking trace behind, which means take your trash with you, you lazy ass.
Yeah, go to a place that has a trash can.
Exactly.
They have them. There's one at the road.
Just fucking look around. Don't dump it. America's parks is not your toilet. This is Aaron. That's Melody. This is our freaking rant about lazy, entitled people who want to dump their garbage in campsites and forests across America. This is for you. Go to houseout.com, buy our t-shirts, havereasonableday.com to go check out our stuff. It's hard to promote on this anger kind of thing, but leave comments. Tell me I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone.
Why do you think you're allowed to leave your garbage?
Yeah.
Why is it cool?
If your watches go, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I leave my stuff everywhere. No big deal. Please tell me. Put down there why you're such an entitled effort. Fuck you are. Why you believe you can leave your trash everywhere. The other people, comment and tell him why he's an asshole. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye.
Have a reasonable day.